In a world teetering on the brink of chaos, one remarkable young woman rises to the challenge, Amara. With a heart full of courage and an indomitable spirit, she faces insurmountable odds, proving that true strength lies not just in might but in unwavering determination. As danger looms and hope flickers, Amara inspires those around her, earning their trust and loyalty. Her journey from an ordinary girl to a fearless leader is a tale of resilience, bravery, and the power of unity. Join us as we delve into the thrilling story of Amara, whose unwavering resolve lights the way for others in their darkest hour. Looking at the remains of their house, Mama Nombi said, "The fire will keep us safe. Let's gather wood quickly." They move away from the clearing, scanning the area. Mama Nombi and Amara walk carefully, the sky darkening. "Do you think we'll find enough wood?" Amara asked. Mama Nombi answered and said, "We will. Just look carefully." They spot dry branches and start collecting. Amara looked around and said, "I don't like this place at night." Mama Nombi replied, saying, "Just stay close to me. We'll be fine." A rustling noise startles them. They freeze. Amara whispers and says, "What was that?" Mama Nombi said calmly, "It's probably just a small animal. Let's keep moving." They gather more wood, and soon, they should have enough for the fire. Kofi and Zui wait anxiously. As they returned, Mama Nombi smiled and said, "Now, let's start the fire." During the night, Amara noticed people slowly coming back to the village. Some were happy to see each other, and some were sad because some people did not survive. Kofi's best friend came running happy to see Kofi. They hugged each other happily, relief that they had survived the flood. The next morning, Mama Nombi prepared something to eat. A man got up and said to everyone, "Come close. We need to pick a leader since the leader died in the storm." The villagers gather in the square to discuss the recent flooding that devastated their homes. Amara stands confidently, her eyes sparkling with determination. She raised her voice and said, "Everyone, I have an idea to prevent the village from flooding again." The crowd murmurs, then bursts into laughter. They look at each other, dismissing her. A villager in the crowd laughed and said, "What can a girl possibly know about leadership?" A woman in the crowd said, "We need a man to guide us." Abdullah, 23, stands at the edge of the crowd, quietly admiring Amara. He sees her strength and beauty, his heart swelling with admiration. Abdullah thought was, "Wow. She's not just brave, she is like no other woman in the village." Abdullah's father, a respected elder, speaks to the villagers. He said, "You should choose my son. He's young and strong." Abdullah's father, Ayubi, thought that Abdullah would keep the tradition the way it was in the past. The villagers nod in agreement. Another villager shouted, "Yes. Abdullah should be our leader." Abdullah looked conflicted, steps forward, and said softly, "Father Ai," with a pause. Abdullah's father interrupted saying, "You will do this for the village, son. You are the future." The villagers cheer, and Abdullah reluctantly accepts the role. He glances at Amara, who looks disappointed but resolute. Abdullah works hard, coordinating the rebuilding efforts. The villagers restore their homes, laughter, and joy returning to the village. Amara watches from a distance, still dreaming of her own path. Amara walks through the marketplace, her mind wandering. She sees an elderly couple dancing, their joy radiating. She smiles, wishing for a love like theirs. Amara thought to herself that one day, she would find that special someone who shares her laughter and dreams. Suddenly, she accidentally bumps into Abdullah. They lock eyes, and time seems to freeze. Amara said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." With a pause, "I didn't see you." In her mind, she said, "Wow. He is even more handsome close up. His eyes sparkling like the star while he smiles, and his muscles shine in the sunlight." Abdullah, taken aback by her beauty and spirit, smiling warmly. He said, "I am curious to know your plans for the village." She smiled and said, "I would love to tell you my plans to protect my family and the village." Walking alongside Abdullah, she continues, "I think that the village would be safer by putting a wall or fence to block the wild animals from the villagers, and we should build a river bank to prevent flooding from the next storm." Abdullah was amazed that Amara has these amazing ideas. He said, "I love that idea. It would make our village safe and stronger than ever before." He said that he would gather everyone and tell them about the plan, but he would make it look like he came up with the idea himself. Amara smiled and agreed. The sun was at the highest peak of the day when Abdullah announced to everyone that he planned to build a wall or a fence to block out the wild animals, and he will build a river bank to prevent the river from flowing over when there is storm. The crowd murmurs as they nod. One man shouted, "We don't need a wall or fence. Our village is fine without it." Suddenly, lo and behold, a lion appeared behind them. Quietly, Amara jumping into action, grabbing on a net that was lying on the ground. Previously, Amara noticed two fishermen was fixing some holes on the net. She shouted to the fishermen to hold the net up, and we could throw the net over the lion, while Abdullah is trying to protect the villagers with a wooden sharp stick. He distracted the lion while Amara and the fishermen were getting ready to throw the net. The rest of the villagers ran for safety while they battled to keep everyone safe. The lion lunged, and Abdullah was able to strike the lion, barely hurt it. Amara and the fishermen finally threw the net, and the lion got caught fighting to break free. Everyone came back out celebrating, relief that they no longer in danger. Amara looked at Abdullah smiling, feeling relieved that he was safe while her memories were flowing back about the loss of her parents. Amara and Abdullah shared a brief, an electric connection. Abdullah takes a breath, feeling the urge to reveal his admiration for her. He slowly held her hands and gave her a hug. Amara felt his warm hug. She felt the need to hug a little longer, missing her parents. The next day, Amara and Abdullah talk more, finding common ground in their aspirations for the village. Slowly, they begin to fall for each other. After weeks of hard work, the villagers gather to celebrate the completion of the river bank and the wall. Abdullah stands before the crowd, ready to give a speech. He announced that this plan was successful for the village, and people were feeling more safe in their homes. Thanks to Amara, she showed exceptional strength and bravery. She not only ensured the safety of the people from the lion, but also came up with the brilliant idea of constructing the wall and the river bank. It turned into a wonderful collaboration of our dreams, with Amara providing the vision and together, making it a reality. The crowd erupts with cheers, and Amara feels an immense sense of pride in once again saving her family and the villagers. Abdullah lights the torch and approaches Amara. He hands her the torch and proclaims to the crowd, "Amara is our new leader." The crowd echoes with excitement. Amara, their new leader. They shout, "Amara! Amara! Amara!" Her name echoes in air. Amara is overwhelmed with gratitude and love, tears trickling down her cheeks. She turns to Abdullah and with a smile, she says, "I can't believe you did this for me." Abdullah responds, "You deserve all the recognition. Your strength inspires me." They share a moment, surrounded by the villagers, their bond growing stronger. Suddenly, a man exclaims, "Let's celebrate our bright future." The villagers dance and feast, and Amara and Abdullah join in, laughter filling the air. As the festivities continue, Abdullah takes Amara aside, away from the crowd. The moonlight bathes them in its glow. He tells her, "I deeply admire your courage, Amara. You challenge traditions, and that makes you truly special." Amara replies, "I just want to make a difference, and now I see that together, we can achieve so much more." They share a meaningful gaze, understanding the strength they find within each other. "Let's create a future where everyone's ideas matter, regardless of who they are," Abdullah proposes. Amara nods, her heart filled with hope and love. She states, "Together, We can build a village where dreams flourish. As they lean in closer, their hands brushing against each other's, the celebration carries on around them, and a new dawn rises for their village and their hearts.